recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with Nick Groves. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I am doing well, Firsty. I am also here today with Chris Hollister. Hello, Chris.
Man, every time I get out, you bring me back in, Jonathan. What the heck?
OG Chris in the house. We are going to have a great time. And Chris,
Trivial Warfare is like the mafia. What can I say?
I would have named you first, but Nick pointed out that I always give everybody else first credit when I'm saying hello and welcome. And so I needed to grease the squeaky wheel this morning.
Absolutely. Hey, no, I'm not a full-timer anymore, man. So, I mean, it's just, it makes sense that you went with Nick first. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we do have 2 amazing guests today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Off, Dave Thakur is with us today. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I am fantastic. And James Hoover is with us today. Hello, James.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Doing great. So I want to get to know both of you a little bit better. Dave, we'll start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
So I am from New Hampshire, still living in New Hampshire. I'm a psychiatrist. I guess fun right now is I'm in Austin, Texas, recording this. I took some of the cold weather and rain with me, apparently, but It's still nicer than New Hampshire right now. So I'm here for a conference, but I'm ducking out for a little bit of it so that I can record this with you.
You know what? I have been to plenty of conferences where that's a sacrifice. Is it a sacrifice for you?
No, it's pretty easy, especially it's like the last day and it's sort of wrap up stuff that it's okay to miss.
There you go. Outstanding.
Dave, you look like you're in a dad chair. I mean, it's just like you've got the dad background kicking right there. You're in the button-up shirt and everything like that. I'm ready for you to just have a sit-down talk to me because I screwed up or didn't take out the garbage or something.
He's like,
so
it's just when a man and a woman
setup, but So, Dave, something fun about yourself.
So I'm trying to get back into reading fiction, which I haven't done in a while. Took a long break from that. I started reading the Bobaverse books, if anybody is familiar with them. They are fantastic. I just finished the second one.
Okay,
very sort of Douglas Adams style of humor, I'd say.
Oh, I love a Douglas Adams.
Yeah, very heavy pop culture and just wonderful 4 books. Really, the first 3 are fantastic. 4th one, you can kind of see where he's going with it, but I wasn't as big of a fan as the first 3, but they're amazing. Just fantastic books. So, Yes. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm glad that somebody on here knew. I don't read nearly as much fiction as I used to, and so it's always nice to hear about a new thing. And James, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey, guys. James Hoover from Louisiana, currently living in Nashville, Tennessee for the past 7 years. I work as an optometrist here in town, just dealing with all the fun patients and eye stuff. Something fun about me, last time I was on back in May, I was telling a story about the last time I was on before that, where my girlfriend at the time, and you were like, oh my God, you broke up with her. I was like, no, she's my fiance now.
Yeah.
And that story, my fiance at the time, is now my wife. We just got married 7.5 days ago. So last Friday, we did the thing.
Congratulations.
So I've already had at least 5 relatives reach out telling me when are the kids coming. So that's,
wow.
Yeah,
mine. You can have mine.
I being an only child and she being one of 2, basically the pressure's on. So we'll see. for right now, we're enjoying the married life. 7 days in, it's great. I don't see what the whole fuss is about. It's fantastic.
Oh,
that's fantastic! Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, she put a ton of effort into the wedding, and watching her stress for about a year and a half on it, and to have it be the way it came out was absolutely phenomenal. So all the credit to her.
That's amazing.
And James, what's her name?
James Hoover.
No, what's her name?
Her name. Sorry, yeah.
Her
sorry.
name.
Yeah, I'm also hearing the impairment with Nick. It's Kelly, and of course that's the whole thing. Is on our Facebook Messenger, she changed her last name. I was like, who the hell is Kelly Hoover? Oh right,
My wife.
Mrs. Hoover, congratulations.
Yeah.
So Chris and Nick, we're gonna have to really up our game today, y'all. We're gonna have to pretend that we're smart.
Okay.
Because we are in the presence of doctors.
Right.
It is not just one doctor. We have 2 doctors on the show today, and we're dummies. So Chris, you are a literal Muppet. We were just talking about that.
He's not wrong.
And you're not Dr. Bunsen Honeydew either. You're Beaker.
No.
And I'm Statler. Me and Nick are Statler and Waldorf.
No.
So.
That's a very good analogy.
That is 100% legitimate. I am more Fozzie Bear. All right.
You are.
I
okay.
can't say
I'll give you Fozzie.
Yeah, I
You're
was going to say.
I can see that.
I try to be
sure.
funny, and it never works out.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to have a fantastic time today, and we're going to get started right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm going to have to correct you. I don't actually have to be smart. I have all the answers in front of me.
That's a valid point.
No, but you have to sound smart, even when you're asking questions. It's very important.
All right,
we know that's not going to happen, Jonathan. I mean, come on.
All right, here you go. Here's my first smart decision. I am pivoting on the Warm It Up, Chris, that I wrote earlier.
Oh,
all right,
no.
it's the same game. It's the same thing. I'm making one slight modification that I think all of our listeners are going to enjoy, and probably our players. So here's the game. The game is the celebrity over or under the age that I am giving you? Are they older or younger than the age that I am giving?
Okay.
However, the way I am going to do this is I am going to give you the celebrity and their age as a statement of fact. You will have to tell me whether or not I'm a liar.
Okay, so it's not over or under. It is truly, is this accurate or not?
Yeah.
It's liar, Nick's on fire.
Is Nick lying? That's the question.
Okay.
The answer to that is always yes.
No, it's not always yes. Nick is actually unusually honest. So it's awkward.
Brutally honest. Yeah, I think that's the term.
Yeah, most people lie and save your feelings now and then. Nick's like, no, you suck.
Yeah.
What are feelings?
No, don't know. My wife tells me I'm dead inside all the time. It's one of the things she likes most about me.
She's been feeding him arsenic in his coffee for 13 years.
We're figuring out why I won't die. All right, Jonathan, you are up first.
And all that arsenic that she's been giving you and everything.
Jonathan, you are up first. Your celebrity is Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek is 51 years old.
I remember the first time that I saw Selma Hayek in anything, and it was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn, yeah.
It was 1996, because either 96 or very late 95, but I saw it in the 1.5 years I was at Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. And she was stunning.
Yeah, it's like 18-year-old Selma Hayek.
Well, maybe. That's the point of the story. I was 19, and I can see her being 4 years older than me. She would be 4 years older continuously throughout our lives. I can totally see it. I can totally see it. I'm going to say yes, she is 51.
Oh, no. So I'm looking for over or under 51.
You asked us to tell us you were lying
or not.
That's fair. That doesn't work. Just tell me if she's over or under.
Oh.
Now he's changing the rules.
I thought maybe exactly, but I'm going to say over 51.
She is 56 years old.
Yeah.
She is 56. Yeah. She is over.
She looked a little bit more mature. She didn't look like a college person when she was dancing with that snake in that movie.
I saw her for the first time in the Antonio Banderas Desperado.
Oh,
that was a great movie. Oh, so good.
Oh, I don't think the movie was good, but she was gorgeous. She's been continually gorgeous for her whole life.
I like Desperado.
I like Desperado a lot. Just the fact that they had a guitar case that had a gun in it was awesome.
Nice. That was nice.
All right, Chris, you are up
Yes,
next.
Okay.
Your celebrity is Christy Brinkley.
Okay.
Is she over or under 64 years old?
She is over. I want to say she's like 72.
She is 69. Very
Okay.
good.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Dave, your celebrity is John Cho. Is John Cho over or under 45 years old?
Love that guy.
Time out. Who's John Cho?
John
Really?
Cho.
He
John Cho
was
is-
Harold and Harold and Kumar.
Right.
He played the new.
He's Sulu in the
Emperor
new.
Sulu.
Okay, I
Star
got you.
Trek?
I got you. All right. Cool.
I have very little basis for this. I've seen Harold and Kumar, but I didn't see it in the theaters, so the timing is going to be a little off. I'm going to say over.
He is. He's 50 years old, if you can believe that. I
Wow.
was shocked by that. Yeah, he's 50.
Yeah.
All right, James, your celebrity is Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick is 42.
Let's see. If I had to guess, just based off of what I've seen her in, probably I'd go slightly under.
Slightly under is correct. She is 37 years
Okay.
old.
She's only 37?
She's only
I'm-
37. Yeah.
I thought I would be younger than her, but I'm a year. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
She's been in
Cool.
so many movies. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
How long ago did Up in the Air come out?
Oh, that
Probably
was
about 10 years ago.
no. Up in the
Longer.
Air was longer than that.
Hold on. I'm allowed to actually look on my phone
that's
right now.
that's the first thing I remember seeing her
yeah,
in.
pretty
Yeah.
much. 2009. It's 14 years
Okay.
ago.
Wow.
Okay, so she was 23 in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Wow.
makes sense.
Good for her.
And that was a perfect round.
That was a perfect first go round. It was great. Yeah, the reason I picked all these celebrities was because when I looked them up, I went, no, there's no way they're that age. So I thought you all would enjoy it as well. Jonathan, back to the top. It's a celebrity that will need no introduction to you. Cher.
Share and share alike. You didn't give me the age.
Cher is 81 years old. Can you hear that yelling?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, hold on.
All right, guys, before he comes back, what's the answer? Is it over or under? Come on, help me out here. What do you think?
I want to say over, to be honest with you. I was thinking
You?
she's like 83.
No way.
Yeah,
I mean, Sonny and Cher and their
Sonny and
songs
Cher in
was,
the
what,
60s
early
and 70s,
60s,
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
60
so
years
surely-
ago, but she could have
she
been
was
in her
like
20s
20
back then.
Sure, but she
That
can
was
still
also-
in the mid 80s now.
Okay,
That was also 50 years ago.
Here comes. I've had a lot of time to think about this, Nick.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say over.
Did you say over 81? That is incorrect.
Oh, Chris, you suck.
She is 76 years old. Chris, your and my plan to throw Jonathan off by pretending I wasn't listening is perfect.
I didn't know it was part of the plan, but sure, why not? No, that would have been my answer was over. I'm just glad it was Jonathan's, not mine.
She is 76 years old. Chris, your
Yes, sir.
celebrity, Mario Lopez, is 54.
Okay, so Saved by the Bell, 90s, 91, 92, 93. I think it finished up in 95 with Saved by the Bell in college, or the college years. I imagine he was probably in his 20s by then. So you said 51?
54 is what I said.
54. I'm going to say under.
Under is correct. He is 49 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. He was a little bit younger in Saved by the Bell than I thought.
Yep. Dave, your celebrity, Ellen DeGeneres, is 60 years old.
I'm going to go with, so her sitcom was in the 90s, right?
Mhm.
Groundbreaking sitcom, like main gay character. I'm pretty sure that was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Clinton presidency, I think. So I'm going to say over.
Over is correct.
Wow,
In
good
reality,
job.
She's 65 years old. So it's
She's
a good guess.
65.
65,
That's
yeah.
incredible. I remember she was doing. You remember how Comedy Central used to do like 30-minute stand-up blocks where they would just have like
Mhm.
1 minute bits? I remember her on those 1 minute.
I
bits
remember that.
in
Yeah, I do.
Stand up.
Pre-Daily Show.
Yeah, pre anything else.
Yeah. All right, James, your celebrity, Pharrell Williams, is 45 years old.
And happy.
Yeah, I think Pharrell's older than 45, right?
Pharrell Williams is older than 45. He is 50 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job.
You guys are killing this, except for Jonathan.
And that's only because I asked for advice.
She believed. He really believed, you know?
All right, Jonathan.
Yo.
Redemption time. Mariah Carey is 59.
Okay, well, Mariah Carey started hitting the charts in the very early 90s, and she was probably in her mid-20s at that point. So, if that's true, Let's say 1990. Call her 25 there. It's been 30 years since 1990. 34 years. Good Lord. All right. 29, 39, 49, 59. What number did you give me?
I gave you 59.
Crap.
Your math is very good.
That's incredible that that's the number I landed on. I'm going to say that she is 1 year younger than 59.
Ooh.
1 year younger than 59 is incorrect. She is in reality 54. She is 5 years younger.
Then I am
But he
correct.
is correct.
You do get the point, but it's not
I get the point, but my perfect number was not right. So she was very young when she broke.
Yes, she was extremely young.
She was extremely young when she married Tommy Mottola, who was like in his 50s at the time.
Yeah, I think she was 21 when they got married.
Not at all
Yikes.
creepy.
Thanks.
No.
Very creepy.
All right, Chris. Denzel Washington is 73.
Ooh.
That man looks good.
I was gonna say, again, was insane elsewhere in the mid '80s, probably in his 20s then. So that was 4 years ago. So I'm gonna say under.
Under is correct. He is 68 years old.
All right.
Very good.
Still looks really good for his age.
68, yeah.
Heck to the yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dave, Allison Hannigan is 44.
Let me some Allison Hannigan.
How old was
Allison
she in band
Hannigan.
camp?
Yeah, so American Pie.
Buffy.
Yeah, Buffy, which I think predates American Pie.
It did.
Did it?
And what number did you give me, Nick?
I gave you 44.
44. I think she's older now.
Allison Hannigan is 49 years old.
Nice.
Very good.
Yep.
This is proving to be either a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, or y'all are really good at it.
Well, my logic was I'm 41, and I think she's more
Older than
just, Yeah, a couple years older. So
James, Jim Parsons is 45 years old.
I could see it. I'm trying to think.
He definitely was or soon will be at some point in his life.
Right, hopefully, if he wasn't, he will be. I'm gonna say he's under that.
Under is incorrect. He is 50 years old. He's
Really?
50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
That surprises me.
He absolutely could have pulled off the Pee Wee Herman adult child bit
Yep.
because of his youthful looks.
Yeah, got me on that one.
All right, Jonathan, back to the top. Robin Wright is 61 years old.
I think she's older.
Robin Wright is 56.
Ooh.
Younger.
I would have gotten
thought
that
she was
wrong too,
older.
Jonathan. I would have gotten that wrong too.
Yeah, I should have really taken more time to think about the Princess Bride because she was chosen. I assume that they chose her for a youthful appearance and that kind of stuff, and she must have been very young in that. So I should have thought about that more. I was thinking more about Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm. Chris.
Yes.
Padma Lakshmi. She's 47.
She's ageless.
She
ageless.
really is. That woman has no flaws. Older. I want to say she's 50. I think I saw like an article or something where it talked about her turning 50.
Padma Lakshmi is 52 years old.
Okay.
Very
All right.
good. Yeah.
So it must have been an old article I saw.
Yeah, 2 years ago, you saw an article about it.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Gwyneth Paltrow is 55.
I don't have too much of a basis for this. I'm thinking of Shakespeare in Love. Trying to think of Chris Martin's age, but obviously I don't know what the age gap in that marriage was. I have no idea how old her kids are. I'm just going to have to 50-50 guess older.
Older is incorrect. She is 50 years old.
We're falling apart, guys.
Yeah. You were starting strong.
Not me.
All right, James. Millie Bobby Brown is 24.
She's kind of grown up, but still, it's the whole thing of like playing that younger age thing. What age did you say?
She is 24.
I don't think she's that old. I think she may almost be like 20 or something like that. I'll go under.
Under is correct. She is 19 years old. Very good.
What?
And
Yep.
engaged.
Yep.
What?
Yep. That's Jonathan. You're the perfect person for this round because your reactions this whole time has been exactly what I was going for with these celebrities.
That young woman is going to have lived an entire life by the age of 30 and get to start like a whole new life after 30.
Yeah.
Gets married and then can legally drink,
All right. Jonathan, last time through, Jane Fonda is 80 years old.
Older.
Older is
I was going to say
correct.
100.
Nice.
She is 85 years old. I should have put it at 90 and let you go from there.
You
That
should
would
have put it
been
at
better number.
84. That would have been, I still would have gone older.
Chris.
Yes, sir.
Brie Larson
Oh.
is 38.
Okay, I was trying to say if you went 33, where I would be at, and I was thinking older, but you said 38. So I'm going to say younger, but not by much.
Younger is correct, and you actually nailed it. She is 33 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Gosh, she's much younger than I thought.
Yeah,
she's been in a lot of stuff for such a young age, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really good actress.
Dave, Justin Bieber is 34.
Are you a believer?
I am not, but
He didn't see her
it's
face.
not personal.
And I'm a believer.
34. It's very hard to believe he could be over 34, but time has that way of catching up on you. I'm still going to say under.
Under is correct. He is
Yeah.
29 years old.
Oh.
And by the way, that was the one I used on a handful of people as like a premise.
Sure.
You were the only one to guess under. Everybody else guessed over.
Good job.
Yeah.
It truly is. With him, it truly is like he started out so young in the spotlight. Before all the fame and stuff, he was the drummer kid on the YouTube videos, but that got him into the awareness. And so it feels like he's been around forever.
Right. Yeah. You got to remember, Usher discovered him on YouTube in 2009 at the age of like 9.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, it was something stupid like that. Like he was so young at the time. James, last one, and I believe everybody but Chris has missed one. Jonathan missed 2. James, The Weeknd.
Hold on, time out. I think Chris should get credit for missing that one. He's the one who said go over. So I'd like to designate him as the wrong answer giver on the share question.
And
You know
whose turn? But Nick, whose turn was it at that
The
point?
was gonna say,
evidence will
Jonathan,
bear this out in the recording.
when you're hosting, you can make those kinds of decisions. Until now, 50% is where you end for this round.
Oh.
James, The Weeknd is 38.
No,
Don't be
he's not
blinded
my-
by the light.
He's not my age. He's younger than I am. Yeah, he's under that.
Under is correct. He is 33 years
Good job.
old. Very good. Good way to end up the round. Yeah, 80% as a group. I think that was solid.
All right. That is your Warm It Up, Chris, for the episode. Good job, everybody. Hope we're all sufficiently warm. This is going to be episode number 455. That means we are on our patron feed and want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is listening to this episode. You all are tremendous, and we love you. Just flat out super duper love you. We're going to have a great game today. Oh, I'm supposed to remind you, we're already halfway sold on our calendar run for this year. So if you want a calendar, now's the time to do it. If you buy more than one, you get a discount. Go to triviacalendar.com to pick up yours today. They make fantastic white elephant gifts and stuffing stalkers. Okay, now, today's episode. It is...
No, wait. Go back. Try that again. Stuffing stalkers? Stuffing?
Bizarrely does make
No, I'm good with that.
sense in a
I'm
way.
good with how he said
Like,
it.
those are both words.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm good with how he said it. I'm going to call it stuffing stalkers from here on out.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, they are.
around,
in
around
fact,
Thanksgiving.
They go
Right. No,
wonderful. in-
It's, to be fair, you can rip out the sheets, crumple them up, and put them inside of like teddy bears and stuff.
They go wonderful in a Thanksgiving turkey. They are stuffing
Yeah.
stalkers.
That's me at
I just wanna know-
Thanksgiving. The stuffing stalker. You know?
Yeah.
I just want to know why Nick is wanting to commit murder on teddy bears. So Nick Gross, teddy bear murderer.
By the way, I don't know if you can see my full image, but if you look up to my right,
Yeah.
you will
Care Bear.
see a Care Bear that I got for
From
my
Stuart.
birthday. It is a birthday bear and literally smells like birthday cake.
Oh, wow.
It
Nice.
is. It smells like cake batter. It is
Is that the one-
tremendous.
Is that the one Stuart sent you?
No, I
Is
sent
that- oh,
one
he
to
sent you
Kevin.
something Oh,
sent one
that's
to
what it was.
Kevin.
Okay.
And when Sarah found out about that, she was like, "Oh, you are definitely getting a Care Bear for your birthday."
Well done,
By the
Sarah.
way, Care
Well
Bears
done.
make wonderful gifts when you want to tell somebody you love them or tell somebody to keep their head up or anything like that. Care Bears are fun to give.
And when it
Okay.
smells like cake.
Oh, that's so good.
There's no downside to smelling like cake.
I have walked over there and sniffed him more than once during a day. It's really good.
Whoa, that's not at all creepy.
Also, the Care Bear.
All right. So, by the way, those stocking stuffers, that's right.
There
Yes,
you go.
those
That was right.
calendars
That was right.
make great stocking stuffers.
There you go.
I nailed it. Today's episode, it is going to be Chris and Dave versus Jonathan and James. Nick is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players!
Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Round 1, question number 1. You know I like to start my games off easy, so we're going to move quickly through this first round, I assume, because you guys are super smart. Your category for question number 1 is food and love.
Oh, yeah.
Originally called refreshing mints, which mouth fresheners were renamed because of the sound they make in their box?
Nick, you were supposed to sound intelligent when you were asking the questions. Remember, we've gone over this.
Words are hard. Which mouth fresheners is a tough phrase.
Yeah. James, we can lock that in. I fully agree.
And Dave, I completely 100% agree with you, and I was about to type that. You're just a much faster typer than I am.
All right, so
we're locked in as well.
Really
no, you guys
locked in?
talk your answer out. We've already locked in.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying we're locked in also. So if you want a 3, 2, 1, but fine if you want to be that.
It's already too late. We've been locked in for like a minute now. You're supposed to be talking.
Anyway, Dave, as you were trying to say before Jonathan interrupted you.
I have no magic logic to it. It just, this sounds like the sound of little tiny mints in a plastic container, so Tic Tacs.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. My mom used to really enjoy them a lot, and I was thinking that and when I completely agree.
All right, so they're locked
you were
in.
Doing the intro for Tick Tick Tick.
Boom.
What is the Hives? The Hives did a song. Tick 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 tick. No.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that song.
I'm expecting 60 Minutes to come on in a second, though.
Fine. We said Tic Tacs because it's right.
Tic Tacs is your correct answer. Points all around.
Woohoo!
Question number 2. Your category is literature.
Literature.
He can do it in a breeze. He can do it with some ease. Which 1960s book was created using exactly 50 words?
Do you mean 50 words repeated any given number of times, or 50 total words count from beginning to end?
50 unique words were used in the writing of this book.
That's what I was asking. Thank you.
Yep.
I believe that's where it's from, Dave. So just no, you're right. You're right. That's the correct one. Yep.
Like we're thinking of the same thing.
It's same thing, but you have the correct answer, and I do not.
Okay.
So we can lock that in if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, we're locked in, then, gentlemen.
All right, they're locked in. Jonathan and James, you can talk out loud.
Okay, so James, we were chatting about it, and we both hear Dr. Seuss in the wording there, right?
Yeah.
Your first thought was Hop on Pop. My first thought is Green Eggs and Ham, because I remember Green Eggs and Ham, the phrase Green Eggs and Ham and Sam I Am and You Can Do It and He Can Do It, those are repeated a lot. So you don't have to have many unique words. And it was definitely like a list of the types of ways that this thing could eat green eggs and ham. So he can do it, da-da-da. He can do it, da-da-da. So I think green eggs and ham.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, man. I was trying to initially think through it, and I don't know why my brain had that other one pop into first. But yeah, I'm totally down with green eggs and ham. If it's the easy round, that'd be the easier of the 2 picks as well. So
let's go ahead and lock that in.
Yeah.
So right. They said green eggs and ham. Chris and Dave, what did you say?
Dave, thank God, because I oh my gosh, I put it in Sam I Am, and just not even thinking. And then Dave, you said green eggs and ham ? And I was like, holy crap, I would have totally screwed that up for us. So thank God for you, Dave.
I just gotta
that might be a little dramatic, but
Dr. Seuss connection is his name was Geisel.
Yeah.
And the medical school where I work and teach is Geisel,
Oh, wow.
named after him, the New Hampshire connection.
Very nice.
That's cool.
Cool.
That would disappoint a lot of people if we didn't get that.
So both teams said green eggs and ham. Both teams are correct. Green eggs and ham is your right answer. Yeah, this whole thing started because one of the earlier books that he wrote had like 120 unique words in it, and his publisher goes, I bet you can't do it in 50. So he wrote green eggs and ham to win a bet.
That's fun.
So I do have a question. Does anybody know why they were green? I don't have an answer.
Another word.
Randomness, I think.
But
He only had 49 words.
He could have done with 49.
It could have been more fun. It could have been that. I mean, it could be very much like an Incredible Hulk kind of thing, where the green ink might have been cheaper to be able to produce. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
It could be that it'd be weird not to eat eggs and ham, but green eggs and ham would be something that is unappetizing.
That's the trick. He's always hangry. You know.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hangry.
Rib shot, please.
I love it.
Question 3 in round number 1. Your category is geography.
Geography.
Jonathan's absolute favorite subset of geography is vexillology. So here is your vexillology question of the day.
It's not even geography.
There are 2 countries in the world that have the color purple in their flag. One is the country of Dominica, which includes the purple on the Cicero parrot that is the central image of the flag.
Obviously.
What is the other? A country that is known as the Land of Lakes and Volcanoes and is home to the Boswas Biosphere Reserve, the second largest rainforest in the Americas.
Jonathan, I just sent you that message in our group.
Bro, if you feel like you have firsthand knowledge, that's better than anything I got.
And going off of a thing I saw, literally, this would have been 9 years ago, but I think that's right.
I'm just guessing at it. So if you have something you think you know,
yeah, let's go ahead and lock in that in.
All right,
Dave, you're being amazing. He's awesome because he's giving me countries, and I'm like, I don't know. I still don't know. Yeah. Honestly, the only thing I have that I can help you out is I have this die right here. I'm happy to roll it, but that's about all I can do in this bag of nothing. That is flags.
Yeah, the purple is not helping me at all. I wouldn't have known the first country, the Dominica. I can't think of any country where I know that the flag has any purple in it at all.
Fair
so
enough.
I'm trying to go by lakes and volcanoes.
Sure.
There's a whole bunch of countries around the Pacific, right? That whole like ring of fire, the rim, that have lots of volcanoes, but it should be a country with a lot of lakes.
Okay.
And then
have you thought about the United States? They have both lakes and volcanoes.
And Lincoln, the land of Lincoln. Papua New Guinea was one of the ones that you said, and I remember when I watched that season of Survivor that Papua New Guinea was on. I mean, I think they talked a lot about the Ring of Fire and the amount of volcanoes that are around there. Again, I really don't know. It is so far out of left field that I'm out of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, just to talk through it a little more, like Bosowas, I'm trying to think, like, what language could that be? And that definitely doesn't sound to me like that's not Japanese or Korean. I mean, it can't be Australia or New Zealand because there's no their flags are red, white, and blue.
I'm going to offer you an olive branch and help you out a little bit. Look at the last word of the question.
Oh, thank you. The second largest rainforest of the Americas.
I was going to let it slide on Papua New Guinea, but then you kept going. But I'm like, come on, no, that you're that's hard for you.
You're entirely in the Pacific and the far Pacific.
Okay, so this is Central America or South America. If it's the largest,
still doesn't help me out at all.
It has to be some very large country.
Okay,
I would think, and it's not going to be Brazil because that's probably the largest.
And isn't Argentina's like light blue and white?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not Colombia because Colombia is yellow, red, and blue.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Maybe Peru. Does Peru have any purple? It has white and red, but it has something in the middle that could be.
1 minute left.
It has purple.
Purple.
Jonathan, better category for this would have been flags that end in purple.
Yes, it really would have been. Do you want to redo that? No.
Yeah.
Maybe Bolivia?
Well, we got about 30 seconds left, so we just need to.
I mean, I'm
Hail
okay
Mary
with
here.
Peru.
Okay, I'm happy to go with that as a Hail Mary for sure.
Okay.
All right, we're locked in with Peru, Nick.
Peru is their answer. Jonathan and James, what did you say?
So James, before you share your real logic or your
Sure.
or knowledge, if I was alone, I would have gone Chile. My reasoning would be plenty of volcanoes. It's on the Ring of Fire. It's a large country. It seems like a logical guess for that. Then James was like, I might have been to this place. I'm like, okay, I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
No, I was not here, though, is the thing. Where one of our groups that I've mentioned before on the podcast is a group called SFOSH. It's student doctors going over to Central and South America and parts of the Caribbean to do eye exams. It's like a service learning type situations. And we were designing some T-shirts for one of the trips one year, and I want to say that we had flags on the trips around the different countries. And I remember thinking at the time, like, Nicaragua has a purple flag, or at least purple in their thing. So I want to say that was probably my third year we did that trip. Which again, if my memory from 9 years ago is wrong, then oops. But we locked in with Nicaragua.
So Jonathan and James said Nicaragua. Chris and Dave said Peru. Your correct answer. The flag of Nicaragua is blue and white. Blue on the top, white in the middle, blue on the bottom. But they have a triangular seal in the middle, and then if you zoom further into the triangular seal, there's an entirely different scene. And then if you zoom further into that, there's a seal on the seal that's a rainbow with a purple stripe. Nicaragua is your correct answer.
Nice job,
James.
Yeah, excellent.
Good job.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to see this flag. There's a seal on a seal. Are they clapping? Do they have balls on their nose? What are the seals doing?
Yeah, look up the flag. If you look it up on Google, you won't immediately be able to see the purple on the flag. You have to zoom way in. It only ends up being a handful of stitches on like a flag-size flag.
Oh yeah! Wow,
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But I gotta tell you, yeah, Chris and Dave, you absolutely threw me during your discussions, because when you went to Papua New Guinea, you seemed so confident that I went, oh, did I mess that question up? I'm like, is Papua New Guinea have purple in its flag, and I missed it? And I'm like, no, wait, there's only two flags with purple in it, and
Let's
it's not.
just say that this was a lot of question.
Yeah, it was a lot of questions.
I was listening to the conversation. I'm like, oh no, this is not going to sound good.
All right.
That was an impressive pull, James.
That was.
Yes, well done.
Great memory.
After round number 1, your score is 30-20 with the team of Jonathan and James in the lead.
We can just call it here. I think game over. Right?
Done and done.
Negative ghostwriter. The pattern's not full.
Round 2, question number 1. This question comes to us from Sarah Grove. So thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Your category is literature. Violet Sorengale and Zayden Ryerson are two of the most powerful dragon riders in which division of the Navarre military, which also happens to be the name of the original book in the series, written by Rebecca Yarros, and a #1 New York Times bestseller, selling over 2 million copies.
Ooh, I do have an idea.
Dave, it is a guess at best. Again, I have a buddy named Andy who is a big reader, and he constantly tells me books on books to read, and I think her name associates with that. If you're okay with taking a wild guess.
Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely nothing better. I'm okay with locking that in.
Okay. Nick, we're going to go ahead and lock in my wild guess. Do you need me to clear it up?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, it can't hurt for you to clear it up there, but
yep,
you're locked
do that
in,
real fast.
Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah, you're locked in, Jonathan and James. What are you thinking?
Okay, so I used to be a reader, as evidenced by the books behind me. I'm not much of a reader now because I do too much, but I am somebody who enjoys book recommendations on Book Talk. And so when I heard you read this question, my first thought was, no way. I have no knowledge. I have no information here. And then a book cover came into my head, like a off-white, light brownish. Book Talk is TikTok recommendations of good books. When you're on TikTok and people are like, here, try these 5 books that are amazing. I was answering Chris's written question for y'all who are listening. So I see this thing with a circle in the minute in the minute. There's a circle in the middle of the book with the light brown cover. Anyway, I visualize it, and I think I might have even purchased it and not read it yet. And the name of that book, I always get mixed up with another philosophical concept called The Fourth Turning. I think the book's name is The Fourth Wing. And that works in multiple ways, which I really like, because a wing could be like a branch of a military, but a wing could also be referencing dragon wings. I don't know what the book is about. I think that's the name of a book. And I think we've locked in, or we're going to lock in here with The Fourth Wing.
Again, like I said, I have a friend of mine that likes to recommend to me books, and I think I remember Rebecca Yarros is thankfully a name that's like not very common, not like George Smith. So I remember Yarros, and the series. I'm not sure if it's the name of the first book or if it's the series or whatnot, but but I think he said it was Flight and Glory, but I have not read it yet. So I was not confident, but it was the best thing I had.
For what it's worth, I would be surprised if there's more than 5 people born last year named George Smith. I would wager that that's a very uncommon name now.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good important safety tip.
Just as a guess.
So they said Flight and Glory. Jonathan and James said Fourth Wing. Your correct answer is Fourth Wing.
Wow. Yeah.
Very good.
Good job, Jonathan. That's
a great pull. Yeah,
that was a surprising pull. I had no idea I was going to get that right. I'm going to see if I have this on Kindle. I feel like I might have purchased it based on the recommendations.
So today is Saturday. Sarah is a very avid book reader. She probably will read 120 or 130 books this year. Like, that's her hobby. That's what she does. Wow. And I like Jonathan, I used to be a big reader, and I'm not so much anymore, but I try to read some of the things that she's reading just so that we have something I can do her hobby with her, and we can discuss it and spend some time about it. I poured everything into the Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, which is the new book. Just the second book in the series came out on Tuesday. So on last Saturday, 7 days ago, we started reading the first book in the series, Fourth Wing. It is 700 pages long.
Wow.
The second book, Iron Flame, is 900 pages long. In 1 week, I am now 200 pages from the end of Iron Flame. Okay,
wow.
I have read 1,500 pages in a week.
Damn.
Just trying to do, to bond with my wife so that we can discuss about things that are important to her, that she loves, and that we can talk about all of these things. She finished both books on Thursday. Like, I am so far behind. Like, she's finished 2 more books since then. Like,
she must read
I'm
on the toilet a lot.
Oh God!
Or she's a speed reader.
So I did find.
You have it
in my Audible. I have purchased it in my Audible, but not listened to it.
Yep, it's about 27 hours, by the way, to get through it in the Audible.
20, yeah.
Is it 20? Okay.
It's 20.
Anyway, all right. Points for Jonathan and James, no points for Chris and Dave. Round 2, question number 2. Your category is It's the Law.
Lawyer.
What is it good for?
In the U.S. legal system, which not quite on the nose term refers to someone who provides testimony on something they heard but did not see.
Be nice if I actually got something right, Dave, so I'm hoping that's it. Are you good?
That's how I interpreted that, so yeah, I like it.
We're locked in.
James, the only thing that I had time to share with you is that the on the nose is definitely a clue.
Yeah.
And somebody who saw something is an eyewitness. It just hit me. The question says something they heard but did not see.
Right.
It's an ear witness.
Is that a
Never
thing?
heard it before, but something they heard but did not see. If you see it, you're an eyewitness. If you hear it, I bet you're an ear witness.
Yeah, I had messaged you with just the term hearsay. I think that sounds like it might fit as well.
No, that's not a witness at all. Hearsay is...
But I don't think it's asking. Refers to someone who provides testimony on something they heard. Did not see.
That doesn't mean a rumor. That means literally you were there and heard a thing happen.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard the term ear witness, but if you want to lock that in, that would be trying to watch the stone cold faces in the chat here, see if I can get any reactions out of them. But
I do want to lock that in. If it's wrong, that's fine, but I really like it.
That works for me, man. Let's do it.
All right, we're going to say ear witness.
They are locked in with ear witness. Chris and Dave.
Dave, go ahead.
Well, this was all you. I agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chris said he just said hearsay right off the bat, and my thought with the category was not quite on the nose. So not your nose, but your ears, your mouth, hear, say. Maybe that's where the clue was.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, just from watching as many courtroom dramas as I've watched in my time, I mean, just hearsay is somebody who provides testimony on something they have not heard, that they have heard but not seen.
Yeah, like my friend told me he drove the getaway car. That's hearsay.
Yeah.
I saw him get into the getaway car is admissible.
Yep.
Right. And so the reason that I dismissed that for James when he said that is that what you just described is not a witness at all. That's hearsay, means you heard somebody talking about it, which is not witnessing the thing. That's why I pushed away from that.
Right, but it was something they heard but not seen.
No, I got you. I understand why you're saying it.
Yep. All right, Nick, correct us.
How? I don't have to correct you. You could be right. You're not, but you could be. All right. In the question, we were asking for the term for the person that provides the testimony. A person who the testimony itself is hearsay, is something that the person heard. That's the testimony. The person who heard it is an ear witness.
It's a real thing?
It's a real thing.
I made it up for this
gosh.
answer.
Wow.
Yep. 100%.
Okay. Learned something new.
I've never heard that term before. Never, not once. Wow.
Neither here, but it felt really good as because literally in the chat while y'all were talking, I only wrote down one thing. I wrote down, so it's not an eyewitness. That's all I wrote down. And it was like, okay, well, it's a witness. What other? And then, yeah, it was like, okay, they didn't see it. They heard it. Okay, we'll make something up here. That sounds cool.
All right. Not quite on the nose.
That is impressive. Wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
really is.
Question number 3 in round number 2. And this question definitely didn't come from later in the game, as I realized the next 3 questions that I wrote were just copy and pasted from the previous question. So instead of doing 3 ear witness questions in a row.
Oh my God.
We're taking questions from round number 6 and going to use those. And Nick is going to be busy while you all are writing stuff.
Is the next one ear witness?
It would have been.
Yeah. Your category is movies.
Okay.
Which 2013 feature-length blockbuster holds the record for most F-bombs in a movie at 569? It's the highest-grossing movie made by its prolific director, making $406.9 million, which is about half of what its protagonist is rumored to have made.
Okay. Dave, you good locking in?
Yes.
All right, we're locked in.
All right. Jonathan and James, they are confident.
They are. 2013 blockbuster. Do you think it's going to be a Tarantino movie?
I initially thought that as well. 2013, I was entering first year / second year of school, and we watched a film with Leonardo DiCaprio that, just every other word was
Wolf
the F-bomb.
of Wall Street.
I think it's Wolf of Wall Street, man.
I think you're right.
We were laughing about that, going like, oh my God, like the censors. You watch this thing on like TNT. It's like a 10-minute film, just cut down to like the very basics. So I would think we'd be good with locking in Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm down with it.
Cool.
Chris and Dave, what did you say?
Well, anytime you say most F-bombs in a movie, Wolf of Wall Street is that Pavlov for it. And so we both locked in with Wolf of Wall Street.
All right, both teams said Wolf of Wall Street. Both teams are correct. Wolf of Wall Street has 569 F-bombs in it.
That's so many.
Yeah,
I've been catching up on old episodes I haven't listened to, and this was a warm it up that I think Carmela did.
Oh, really?
Maybe 2020, 2021.
It was the list of F-bombs?
So
Yeah.
that's how I knew, yeah.
Right. And I mean, technically, there are 2 movies above it on the list. One of them is a documentary about F-bombs in movies, and the other one and the other one is literally called F-bomb Record Breaker or something like that. So neither of them are full-length feature films, right? So after round number 2, Jonathan and James are still perfect. I honestly was not expecting that. With 60 points to Chris and Dave's 30.
Oh, thank you for jumping in today, Chris.
Sure. I'm not sure if Dave would be doing any better with me, though.
There's at least 2 questions in there that literally it's like there's very unlikely to guess right, to figure it out right, and we just had some magic sauce there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ear witness was magic.
Nicaragua was magic.
Yeah.
And that was luck, man.
One of the hardest questions I've ever seen somebody get right.
That was one of those ones like that whole trip that year. I was the vice president of the club, so we had to do a lot more management of some of the stuff. We did a bunch of the trips and just trying to organize like where they're going to go, because that was the year before I had gone to Haiti. And so we're on the whole situation where like one of the people in that trip was like, we're just going to walk over to the DR. I'm like, you're not going to walk over to the DR. Like you are 2 girls in the middle of the Haitian jungle. Like you are here. You are here part
That's
of our
a contentious border.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very correct. And she's like, what's going to go over there? It's like, you're going to get dead. Like you can't do that.
You're going to get dead.
Yeah, no, it was a very interesting experience because, of course, like we were people who had been on the first year's trip. The next first year, basically, the younger students, she just was thinking it was like there for like vacation. I was like, it's not what we're here for. Like, I ended up leaving all my clothes and my shoes there so that people could have something, because I can get more. Wow. Just the access there to healthcare and everything else was so limited. But got lucky on that one, man. That's one of those ones. I think this is in there from remembering like looking up trivia stuff back then too, and going like, what are they flying like that? And then, so.
Well, that's something for all of us. I think just people listening to Trivial Warfare, that's something you need to remember. Nicaragua has a rainbow on their flag.
Yeah,
that's going to be relevant for any color question when it comes to flags.
All right.
So it's a small little thing, but it's there.
Yeah.
OG Biv.
Round 3, question number 1. Your category is politics.
Oh, no.
Jonathan's favorite.
It was nice, James.
For the past 17 days, or roughly 2.5 Scaramucci's, which lucky congressman has had the honor of serving as Speaker of the House of U.S. Representatives?
I know this.
Oh, that's a real answer.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's lock that in.
Okay. Man, we're a nice little team here.
You're complimenting each other very well.
And Dave and I were kind of circling in also on that. I mean, he's been in the news a lot, obviously, for the last 2 weeks or so. I believe it is Mike Johnson. However, we're not going to go with the first name unless Nick wants us to. And we're just going to say Lucky Johnson.
Lucky Johnson is their answer. Jonathan and James.
No, Johnson
is the first name? Yeah, I was about to say, what are you doing?
All right, Nick. All right,
they're locked in with Johnson. James and Jonathan, what did you say?
Yeah, I sent Jonathan a message. He's the guy from my home state, and boy howdy, that's why I don't live there anymore. But yeah, it's Johnson, Mike Johnson.
Both teams say Lucky Johnson. Both teams are correct. Mike Johnson is your Speaker of the House.
When I heard politics, I thought that was the end of the road for us, James.
How are we supposed to narrow this gap if they never get anything wrong?
You know what? I wish I had some better advice for you, but I definitely don't.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming, Dave. Don't worry. It's coming.
Yesterday, going into the gauntlet, Nick's team beat my team 150 to 100-ish.
105, yeah.
It was painful. It was so painful.
Now you don't have to listen to the show.
Right. Well, no, this one's after, so they've already listened to it.
Oh, fair enough.
Your category for question 2 in round number 3 is etymology.
Words or insects? Words.
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 Not entomology. Etymology. With a T. In what can only be described as part of the Mandela effect, this phrase was actually coined by American-British screenwriter Justin Zackham in his screenplay for this 2007 film starring Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
A lot of movie questions.
That would be 2. 2 is a lot for you.
Is it only 2?
Wolf of Wall Street, and then this one.
Oh, maybe it's because of the Warm It Up.
Warm It Up was a lot of celebrities, yeah.
Yeah. James, we can lock in.
Yeah, we could have locked in a little bit ago, but I was kind of, it's like, dang it, we've missed. I have shell shock right now from missing the questions. So, but go ahead, Dave.
Be careful.
Yeah.
So Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman. I mean, I think you're asking for the phrase, but I think it's also the title of the screenplay in the movie, which would be bucket list. So like the things you want to do before you kick the bucket. And I got it from the actors. I did not know the writer.
All right. That would be a very creative way of me writing the question to make sure that both the phrase and the title of the movie were the same. So that's a decent strategy on your part. Jonathan and James, what did you say?
we need to rethink our answer then, because that can't be right if it required clever question writing. we should rethink, James.
We gave Nick flack last time, and he ended up having a great.
You're right.
No, we actually both text each other about the same time, just bucket lists. Again, I think the actors lined up for us, and I wasn't aware of who Zachem was, but I mean that makes perfect sense. So.
All right. So both teams locked in with bucket list. Both teams are correct. Bucket list is your right answer. And that's I cannot believe that phrase did not exist in the English language prior to 2007.
Is that they've gone back and looked and haven't found it in writing?
No, yeah, they have. It does not exist in it. There's no written record of the term in recorded human history.
Yeah,
and they have gone back to all kinds of like this. They've done serious research on this.
Yeah, I wonder what their sources are for that research. If it's just newspapers and magazines and that kind of stuff, because in general parlance, I think it did exist, but it may never have been referenced in the actual news or magazine.
So kicking the bucket was part of the list, and that's kind of the origin of the phrase. But the research paper that I was reading from like a legitimate research source was basically saying that not only did they search through newspaper articles and literature and everything else, they had been doing television, and if it was only a spoken word or only part of the parlance, it would also be the only example of that having never been recorded, like only being verbal and never having been recorded back to like before written languages existed. So either way you want to look at it, it's like a 1 in a million kind of thing.
All right.
I mean, that's why it's a Mandela effect, right? It's really hard to believe. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, everybody remembers the term bucket list from the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. So,
well, I don't know about that, but I do feel like I remember having conversations about what's on your bucket list before that movie came out, which is why the name of the movie felt resonant when it came out.
Yeah.
Right. No. Anyway. All right. Question number 3 in round number 3. Your category is statistics.
I'm out.
The highly anticipated 2023 Wrapped list is scheduled to come out in a few weeks, which reviews all of an individual's statistics on which popular app.
I know it, James. I've got very confident.
All right. Well, I assume that means they are locked in.
As long as James says yes.
I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
All right. Chris and Dave.
I don't know this at all.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Wrapped. So why is it called Wrapped? And what would that be? There's Twitter or X, as we're supposed to call it now.
Yeah. And if it's highly anticipated, why have we never heard of it?
Yeah, not anticipated by me.
Yeah. So
Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube. I don't think LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure it's not LinkedIn. So we can maybe wrap that out. And it's a popular app, so it may not even be that. Could it be Amazon?
It could be, I guess.
But it says reviews on an all individuals statistics. Not individuals. That's items. Does that make you see what I'm saying? So I'm
yeah, like a person, a user.
So it almost has to be a social media app.
If I had to, I would either guess Instagram or TikTok. I just hate not knowing why it's called Wrapped. There has to be a good reason for that. I'm looking at James and Jonathan, but they're not going to give anything away with those stone faces.
Okay.
My face is soft and supple. Thank you very much.
Dave, let me give you something to think about real quick. Because usually around, not this time, but usually around December, either Apple Music or Spotify sends out like the best lists or the most list songs that they've done. That like people are like, for example, I follow a couple people that have, because I don't use Spotify and I don't remember this being on Apple.
You stream the most?
Yes, thank you. Yes. But rap doesn't make any sense on that. Spotify, rap, no. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but but that is something that is statistics right there. The number of listens. I mean, so I'm thinking it's either YouTube or it's Spotify or Apple Music or something to that effect, because that's.
I mean, absolutely could be.
Because that's
I think Spotify is still more popular than Apple Music. I'm
sure it is. I'm just the moron that uses Apple Music, so I can get Apple.
I mean, I'm okay with Spotify because I have zero thunder on any of these cases.
The funny part is Apple tried to do something like this, and they did like a video that says, "This is what you've listened to last year. Feel free to post it for all your friends." And I was like, "No, why do I care about that?"
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Anyway,
So let's go Spotify.
okay. Even though it has nothing to do with Wrapped, but sure, I've no better answer. How's that for proper English? I have no better answer.
Actually, no, that is proper English.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, sweet.
Yeah. They're locked in with their no better answer of Spotify.
I had no
Jonathan and James, what did you say?
So the reason this app calls it Wrapped is that it wraps up the year.
So not
it's
a
a wrap.
present wrap.
It's a
It's
wrap.
not a present wrap. I was thinking
Right,
presents. You know? Okay.
Yeah, no, it wraps up the year, and this is absolutely a fun thing, and it is. You came around to it. It's Spotify. What it does is show you what genres you listen to most, show you who your favorite artist is based on listens, show you how much time you spent listening to musicals or what your favorite album was. It's all of that stuff that you really don't know until you see it presented to you, and it's really well done. So it's absolutely Spotify.
Yeah, I am fully expecting for the fourth year in a row for my number one song to be 10 hours of uninterrupted white noise.
Yes, mine as well. But my
Excellent work, Chris.
favorite album last year was the soundtrack for Tick Tick Boom, which I
nice.
listened to a ton.
All right.
Oh, that's
My
so
problem
good.
is I share the same account with my wife, so there's going to be way too much Harry Styles on mine.
Yeah.
My kids listen to all kinds of crap on my account, so I'm upset that Wrapped has no meaning to me whatsoever. Like there's no value to it.
I will post my Apple Music one later on this year. All right.
Yeah,
Just
there
for
you
y'all.
go. I would fully expect it. Yeah. I didn't actually say it, but both teams said Spotify. Both teams are correct. Spotify is your right answer.
There we go.
Good job, Chris.
All right.
Good job.
After round number 3, going into the midpoint, Jonathan and James are still perfect.
Nuts.
I'm going to have to fix that with the midpoint. Chris and Dave have 60 points, which is an excellent score. But like Dave said,
But not
how are they
perfect.
supposed to catch up if they can't be perfect? You were perfect in the last round, too. I mean,
I tell you what, they're on a roll.
Yeah.
They're peanut butter and jelly because they're on a roll.
Call us butter.
your midpoint is in the category of sports.
Sport ball.
And this is why the perfect game is going to end. With the Texas Rangers winning the 2023 World Series, there are 5 remaining teams in Major League Baseball who have never won a World Series. For 4 points apiece, name them.
I think. No, I'm not. That last one might not be right.
Honestly, I have nothing else better. I like it.
Nick,
Mm-hmm.
what's your ruling on franchises? Like, if it's the same franchise but moved from place to place, does a franchise win count as a win?
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at the correct answers, I believe that a franchise win counts as a win. Like if the Expos had won and the Nationals hadn't, right? Like that would count for the franchise. Not that that's obviously not an answer.
You really shouldn't have used an example.
That's fair. But
Or a football example. The Jaguars.
do the Jaguars not have a championship? That's weird.
Shut up. Still better than the Commanders.
That is accurate and valid.
All right, James, I think we can lock in. I think
Cool.
it's the first 5 that I wrote down.
Yeah, that works for me, man.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Oh, man. Okay, so we got 3 locked in. Seattle Mariners, Tampa Bay Rays, San Diego Padres. Dave, I want to say Angels for the other one. And
This is the most useless I've felt in a while.
you're all good, my friend.
Baseball's the white one with the red like lines on the ball.
Oh, forgot about the Tigers. They've won.
All right, need an answer.
The 5th one, we'll say the Brewers.
Brewers. All right.
Even
They
though I
are
think
locked
that's wrong.
in. So Padres, Mariners, Rays, Angels, Brewers is Chris and Dave's answer. Jonathan and James, what did you say?
I wrote down 4 instantaneously, and the next one pretty quick. Obviously, this list has been passed around a while. Rays, Mariners, Rockies, Padres are all definitely right.
Beeped. Rockies.
I put Brewers for the 5th. I feel like I went through all the teams like Chris did, and Brewers is the only one I could come up with, and I'm worried that they might have won in 82 with Robin Yount and Paul Molitor and Cecil Cooper in that group. But I don't remember. I can't think of another team right now that didn't win, so we put Brewers for our 5th.
I knew I was missing that 5th team in the West and could not think of the Rockies to save my freaking life. Dadgummit.
So Jonathan and James entered Rockies, Brewers, Padres, Mariners, and Rays. Chris and Dave said Angels, Brewers, Padres, Mariners, and Rays.
Angels were definitely in 2003.
Did they win then?
They won in 2003.
Okay.
Felix Rodriguez was Rodriguez. Fernando Rodriguez was a closer.
I would have, I wouldn't have picked them. Actually, I wouldn't have picked the Brewers if I thought of the Rockies.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
So here's the good news for you guys, bad news for me. 9 out of 10 right on this. The Rockies, Brewers, Padres, and Mariners and Rays have never won the World Series. So Jonathan and James, 5 out of 5. Chris and Dave, amazing 4 out of 5. Excellent work on that. And Jonathan, the Brewers 82 World Series with Robin Young, they lost 4-3 to the Cardinals.
That's what happened. So, yeah, I knew they were close, and that was a great team.
Yeah, that was back when they were in the American League.
I think Yount won the MVP that year.
I was with Dave during this one going like, oh my God, I'm just going to sit here and be useless for the next few minutes. And he types them all out and then goes, okay, cool. I agree with that. He's like, I'm going to think it through. And then lists all the teams. They've all won. They've all won. They've all won. Like, okay. Sure they have, man. Okay, cool.
That was Dave and James are also here.
Chris, I thought you did a great job, man, especially coming around and getting the Brewers at the end. I thought it was really good.
That was
I just frustrated with the Rockies because I knew that. I could not think of that name at all.
It's hard. I didn't think of the Pirates. Yeah. I was listing them like, I'm missing teams. Why can't I think of them?
That was my division. I was able to name everybody that division real quick. It was everybody else that was like, oh crap.
After the midpoint, Jonathan and James remain perfect. I'm really, if I have 2 perfect games against me from players in less than a month, I'm gonna be real angry about it.
Why be angry? That's cool. I mean, pitching a shutout's pretty amazing. So I mean,
but they're pitching the shutout against me. I'm the guy who's struck out now 11 times in a row.
You're not our antagonist.
See, the funny part is I aim to get everybody to answer my questions correctly. Nick doesn't want anybody to get his questions correct.
No, I want people to get the questions correct. I just don't want them to get them all correct, because if they get them all correct, then it's misbalanced. They're too easy. That being said, you've had a hell of a lot of good polls.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad about the question set. I feel bad that you're getting them all right. So
it's not you. It's us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not my fault. It's your fault.
It's me. Hi.
After the midpoint, Jonathan and James have 110 points to Chris and Dave's 76. It's a great game out of both teams.
All right, that's the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Every Plate. Are you looking to budget your food expenses this holiday season? Pinch a penny with what you're eating in order to have more money for gifts? Then you can get more bang for your bite at America's Best Value Meal Kit. The Every Plate meals are 50% cheaper than your average fast casual meal, so you can ditch the takeout, save money, and still have amazing food. With this holiday season underway, you can count on Every Plate to give you the highest quality ingredients, including sustainably sourced seafood, and you know your meals will always be fresh and flavorful. I have used Every Plate, and I have loved Every Plate. Cooking the meals is simple. Everything is pre-portioned. It is set up for you. It is ready to go, and you can make it happen. And right now, if you're craving maybe some steak, they are introducing $1 steak for life. You can add a 10-ounce ranch steak to your weekly order for just $1 per box while your subscription is active. Now that's raising the stakes for dinner. Come on, I love a good pun. Get your meals for $1.49 plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49TWA. Your subscription must be active to qualify and redeem the $1 steak. That's right, you can get started with Every Plate for just $1.49 per meal plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49TWA. Subscription must be active to qualify and redeem the $1 steak offer. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Round 4, question number 1. Your category is the world's sexiest category. Which alum of Valentine's Day and Transformers Dark of the Moon was named by People magazine as the sexiest man alive in 2023?
Do you want to go with that?
Sure.
Okay, we'll lock in.
All right. Funny story here, Dave. Was watching Thursday night football on Thursday, and who pops up on the screen but Jason Kelsey, who is one of the people highlighted in the 2023 Sexiest Men Alive as one of the sexiest men alive. Yes, that is center of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jason Kelsey. Not his brother Travis, who's dating a certain celebrity that people might know, but his brother, his bearded brother. But
if I was into dudes, I would pick Jason over Travis.
But I was interested in that the list came out because, trivia stuff and whatnot was coming. And the person that was on the cover, I believe, was alumnus from Grey's Anatomy, Patrick Dempsey.
I only know him from Grey's Anatomy, so I was stumped.
Well, also, he was in the 80s movie Can't Buy Me Love, which was, I enjoyed that movie thoroughly. And then, of course, Valentine's Day and whatnot. So I knew it. I think I know it. I'm pretty sure that was the dude that was on there. I'm about 89.7% sure right now. I would feel better if I was actually asking the question instead of answering it. But
you'd be more confident in your answer if
yes,
you were
absolutely.
Fair.
Yes,
that's fair.
So if you're okay with it, Dave, we'll lock in with Patrick.
He is
Dempsey.
sexy. He belongs
and
on
he
the
knows
list.
it.
And he knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I'm fine with that.
All right, Nick, we locked in with Mr. Dempsey.
I'm glad we don't have to rely on movie knowledge here because I couldn't tell you who was in either of the movies that were given in the question. But I did recently see a People magazine cover for Sexiest Man of the Year, and I looked at it. It was like, well, that's Patrick Dempsey. His hair is way more gray than it used to be. He could put on his own Grey's Anatomy at this point. It is an older...
I just got that. That was good.
It is an older version of Patrick Dempsey, and James was on board with it, so we answered Dempsey.
So Jonathan gets to the answer through the always fun pun route that he remembered making himself laugh on. This is as most trivia players do. The trivia players will tell you that in order to do well on Jeopardy, just make as many puns as possible and then remember them.
Yes.
Your correct answer is Patrick Dempsey. Good work.
Whew.
Nice. And by the way, Jason Kelsey is going to make a fantastic color or announcer or one of the guys on the Sunday morning NFL stuff when he's ready to retire. Yeah. He's going to be awesome at that because I love listening to him. And their podcast, the Kelsey podcast, is actually a lot of fun too.
And Travis is going to make a fantastic Taylor Swift album one day.
Exactly. That's fair.
Both teams are correct with that question. Round 4, category number 2. No, question number 2. Then the category. I'm a professional. Round 4, question number 2. Your category is home on the range. There are an estimated 22,000 to 31,000 polar bears around the world, according to the World Wildlife Fund. And while you can find the beasts in a large range of regions, 60 to 80% of them live in which country?
You talk about WWF, World Wildlife Fund, and
that's right. Yes.
As you're asking the question in my head, I'm seeing polar bears walking out like.
Yes, off the top rope.
Have you seen the shirt where it's the panda bear holding the steel chair? It says WWF on it. Yes,
that's so good.
I love it.
So the question is, what country do polar bears live in? What is the national origin of polar bears?
Dave, I like that answer, but I also like that country.
All right.
Yeah, just to make that
okay
clear.
To lock in?
But yes, we can lock in with that answer. And I like that country.
So, James, you suggested Canada. I feel like there's a few countries with Arctic land masses. And to be clear, so polar bears are Arctic and penguins are Antarctic. So it is in the Arctic Circle. It's either Canada or Russia, or perhaps it could be like a Finland or a Norway. They have some land up there too, but I think that's much smaller.
Yeah, I just kind of figured in terms of like potential like coastal type stuff as well. That's why I was leaning Canada, but you're not wrong. I mean, the Arctic would also think like Greenland too, but
oh yeah, you could throw Denmark in there.
Yeah. I don't know. My gut's leaning towards Canada because I kind of want to imagine them having really awesome, walking around going, "What's this all about?" and just having a good time. So I would. I don't know. I think it's a funnier.
Oh, look, a bear.
I think it's just a bit of a funnier visual. But yeah,
my only worry, James, is I'm worried that Russia has more land in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But on the other hand, I don't associate polar bears with Russia at all, but I do associate bears with Russia, like grizzly bears or Kodiak bear, maybe not Kodiak because that's Island, but you know what I mean?
Right.
I think I do like Canada better.
Yeah, and I just think in terms of like potential like conservation type stuff, and not to, I don't know how Russia is towards their bear population, but I would assume if there's majority there, they're not being hunted or anything like that. I would assume maybe it's Canada.
You sure you don't want to go Nicaragua here?
I'm very sure on that one.
I've heard it is the land of lakes and volcanoes.
Great for polar bears in the summertime, but not most of the time.
It's where they get their suntans.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, they already have black skin.
The black skin underneath, yeah.
So they don't need a tan. They're good.
That's true. I forgot all about that. That's a good call.
We can go Canada. Let's do it.
Cool. Lock in Canada.
All right, they locked in Canada. Chris and Dave, what do you think?
We had similar logic. I was just thinking of all the countries in the Arctic Circle and, Finland, Norway, there's just way too little land area up there to be likely. So we narrowed it down to Russia and Canada, and we just picked Canada because we liked it.
I like Canada as a country, and I also told Dave something I told you at dinner the other night, Jonathan. I've been watching a lot of cruise ship shows just to get ready for my cruise that's going to happen in January. That Jonathan is nice enough to be gumming on also, and so that's going to be cool.
I've been preparing too. I've been watching Cruise Ship Disasters #1, Cruise Ship Disasters #2.
The Poseidon Adventure, Titanic.
Yeah.
One of the videos was the cruise ship was going around and they had a polar bear experience where you can go and be able to see it, but they would only get within about a fourth of a mile of the bears because the bears do not like people. They will eat them. So you don't go anywhere remotely near them if you can. It's like see, but don't go near.
The Chicago Bears also do not like people. Otherwise, they would win more.
Yeah, they don't. They don't like their fans. So both teams said Canada, and my favorite thing about the whole polar bears, no polar bears thing is the concept of people went up north and they went, there are bears here, and then they went down to the South Pole and they went, nope, no bears, and that's how they named those regions, Arctic and Antarctic. Bears here, no bears.
No beep.
Yeah.
Arctus is Arctus is bear?
Yeah.
Wow.
You go north and they're like, yep, bears. This is the bear place. And then they went south and went, no bears. There's no bears anywhere around here.
Hold on. What's the other word for bear? Ursa.
Yeah.
Is bears. So Arctus is also bears?
Yes. That's literally what it means.
Arsa.
So is one of them Latin and one of them's Greek?
Probably. I don't know which is which, but yes, that's usually the case. But yeah, that's literally
kidding.
Arctic means bears here, and Antarctic means no bears here.
That's bonkers. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Question was, though, what is the nationality of polar bears? The correct answer is Canadian. They are Canadian.
Yes.
Yep.
Dave, nice job.
Question number 3 in round number 4. Your category is business.
And business is good.
Yeah. On July 1st.
Money.
All right, and for the delay, that is Jonathan Oakes, not Nick.
I was going to say, I'm trying to move the game along. Jonathan's not letting me.
Oh, God, that 5 seconds we're never going to get back.
On July 1st, 1941, the Brooklyn Dodgers were playing the Philadelphia Phillies in New York at Ebbets Field. Sometime after the 4th inning, the great people of New York were exposed to the first ever television commercial. It lasted 10 seconds, which was easy to determine given the subject, and featured what product, claiming America runs on it.
Do we have to be specific about the brand or just the type?
I was thinking about bonus points for the brand, but if you know the answer, then you're probably going to know the brand. So just the type of product.
You want to lock that in?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, we'll lock in.
I mean, it says, and featured the product claiming American runs. Dunkin' has the American runs on Dunkin' now. Dunkin'.
But I just don't feel like Dunkin' Donuts.
No.
In the 1940s, that just doesn't sound right.
No, they didn't come out until I think it was like the late 50s, early 60s, because again, the Food That Built America talked about it, and I know that was a little later on.
You had the thought of gas.
Well, because usually like Texaco, let's see, this was 41. Almost every single show or television show at one point in time was either sponsored by a gas station or cigarettes. And you said coffee, and I don't think it was coffee because coffee really wasn't anything sold very well. I mean, I remember old school Maxwell House commercials, but
Just a thought that just came to me is
yeah.
the question says it lasted 10 seconds, which was easy to determine given the subject. Is this for a watch?
Oh,
And if we need to name the product, not the brand, we don't have to guess, is this
I
Timex?
love that answer. That makes so much sense.
Because what else is going to be exactly 10 seconds? A time bomb?
Yeah, I say let's go for that. I love that answer, dude. Yeah. Sorry, you're a doctor, not a dude. A doctor.
I'm a dude as
He
well.
can be both. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dr. Dude.
don't discriminate
Dr. Dude.
against Dr. Dudes.
Anyway, I love that answer, Dave. I really do. I think that let's lock that sucker in.
And no actual bonus for a brand, right? That's just...
No.
Okay, I was going to say, if you want to say like Rolex or Timex or something, you can. I mean, I'm sure, but who knows if I don't even know if those were around then, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Two things on that. One, I figured that if you got the product, you would either know the company like down cold because you knew the answer, or it would be a wild guess. So I didn't think it was worth 2 bonus points. Plus, the bonus brigade sucks. So.
Bonus Brigade does not suck, Nick Groves. Oh my gosh.
You're right. The
Jonathan,
bonus
can you help
brigade
me
does
get up
not suck Nick Groves.
No, Nick Groves sucks. Can I go up to Washington and just punch him real quick?
Go for
If
it.
the bonus
Is it the
brigade
brigade
wants
you have
me
a
to
problem
do
with,
that,
or is it the falsetto?
You know what? If we get 20,000 people to join the bonus brigade between now and next episode, Chris will come up here and punch me directly in the face, and I will let him do it.
I'll pay for that.
and Jonathan will watch the video.
I'll pay for you to go up and do it. I was pretty sure that the first commercial was a watch commercial. I think the brand is Bulova. I'm not sure about the brand, but we did lock in watch.
Both teams said watch. Both teams are correct. Watch it.
Dave, nice job.
Yep. And your tagline is America runs on Bulova time.
Wow, nice, Jonathan. Real nice. Not that you needed the bonus points. No.
Bonus brigade.
That's right.
All right, after round number 4, Jonathan and James are still perfect with their knowledge of sexy
even in
men
bonus
and
points that don't happen, they're perfect.
yeah. Right, they're even getting the questions I'm not asking. So. Your score, a 140 for Jonathan and James to 106 out of Chris and Dave.
No, Dave, that's not a bad score.
That's a good score.
Yes. It's just,
how do we jinx this perfect game?
Yeah.
Nick's been trying since the end of the second round.
I have. It hasn't been. It's been my primary goal this whole time.
Hold on. Rally cap time.
Chris is creating and putting on a rally cap.
There we go. Time to get it done.
Even though it's very stiff.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
It is both stiff and hard.
It's my brand new Citizens hat that I got. So anyway,
it didn't fit very well over your headphones.
And no, it did not.
It's on top of the headphones. Round 5, question number 1. Your category is video games. Introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3, the Tanuki suit is a rare item that transforms Mario into which kind of nocturnal animal? Native primarily to North America, but also in Japan and Germany.
Yep, we can lock that in, Dave.
All right, they're locked in. Jonathan, James, you can talk out loud.
Could you paste the question, please?
I can.
James, so my first instinct whenever I've seen this is always raccoon. It's a little... Are you familiar with the game?
Yeah. No, it's like the striped tail thing.
It's a striped tail that spins around, he flies, and he has little cat-looking ears. And I've always thought he looked like a raccoon, right? I don't know what the hell a tanuki means. Raccoons are nocturnal. Here's my only real problem. Raccoons can't fly.
Yeah, but I don't think it necessarily has to be like a flying raccoon to be just like the suit that happens to fly. I don't know. I'm just
worried that it's going to be something like flying squirrel or sugar glider or thing like that.
Yeah.
But it's a freaking raccoon tail.
Yeah, I honestly, man, just because of the tail, I'd still say raccoon. I don't think I've never seen a flying raccoon for sure. That would be the stuff of nightmares. But
no, flying raccoons would be fun. Raccoons are fun. I love raccoons.
You say that until they like land on you, and you're like, oh hell no.
Oh, you think if they could fly, they would become carnivorous and predatory?
I don't know.
I mean, they're carnivorous. They're omnivorous.
for food.
I don't know.
You think they wouldn't?
Flying attack raccoons sounds like an awesome thing. Like we could train them and send them places that we don't like.
Yeah. See, Jonathan always considers himself to be the mastermind in these situations and never the villager. that's the scenario.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Let's go raccoon.
I'm fine because again, everything else fits in terms of it's a nocturnal animal. You know, I said I'd like raccoon.
Okay, let's do it. Raccoon.
All right, they're locked in with raccoon. Chris and Dave, what did you say? You locked in fast.
Well, we actually wrote the same thing at the exact same time, which was raccoon, because that's the one thing I remember. And also, if you've watched the new Super Mario Brothers movie, he gets into that suit, and it clearly says in it, "Why am I in a raccoon suit?" So something to that line. So.
Yeah,
by the way,
had
really wonderful movie. Yeah, really great movie.
I heard video games, and I thought, I haven't played video games in forever. But then when Nick said Super Mario 3, I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So either raccoons are also known as trash pandas.
That is my trivia team name.
Yeah, both teams locked in with trash pandas. Both teams are correct. Your raccoon is the right answer.
Wow. What does tanuki mean?
Tanuki is a specific fictional animal called a raccoon dog from Japanese mythology, and it's essentially a hybrid raccoon and dog that flies.
Cool.
I like that. I want a tanuki.
Yeah.
And for the record, Jonathan wants flying raccoons. So.
I do want flying raccoons. They seem delightful.
I don't think they have to be raccoons. I think Jonathan would be happy with any kind of flight-capable minion.
I would enjoy flying dogs. Like a dog, and they're running in air, but their paws aren't touching the ground. Right, that would be so awesome.
Like they've got the gallop going, but it's just the wings.
Yeah. So I want an Air Bud sequel where Air Bud can fly. That's what I want. His in the name.
Anybody could do like an image of Jonathan as Gru from Despicable Me. That'd be fantastic because that's what I'm picturing right now.
Surrounded by flying raccoon dogs.
I want Jonathan as Santa Claus with flying raccoons as the reindeer.
The deer, yeah.
Wow.
All right, Dustin, get on it. Lazy. Never mind. Raccoon is your correct answer. Round 5, question number 2. Category once again is movies. Movies. More geography. In The Princess Bride, the evil mastermind Vicini is from which island? Known for having one of the highest active volcanoes on the continent and generally being kicked around.
All right, we can lock in.
We're locked in.
All right, James and Jonathan.
James, never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line. It's got to be Sicily.
That was the same quote I heard, man. Yep.
All right, we're going to say Sicily.
All right, they said Sicily.
Not Tyson, just Sicily.
And it's even spelled differently. But there's that. Yeah, we totally should have 3-2-1 this thing. Dave wrote in super quick. It is Sicily.
Both teams said Sicily. Both teams are correct.
Woo-ha.
Sicily is your right answer. Good job.
Got you all in check.
Question number 3 in round number 5. It's my last chance in round number 5 to prevent the perfect game. Your category is theater.
Acting brilliant.
Which Broadway musical celebrated its 20th anniversary this year? It has defied the odds by remaining popular for this long and is the second highest growing musical of all time. One of only 3 shows to make more than $1 billion. And because I hate the bonus brigade, for a bonus 2 points, name either of the other 2.
All right, well, I've got toot toots on the main one. I got to think about the other. All right, so you want either of the other 2 billion-dollar earning shows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm 1,000% on the first one, and I feel very good about the second one.
Dave, I'm good with that. We can lock in with that.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay, well, so the 20th anniversary is Wicked.
Yeah.
I love Wicked. I follow one of the Alphabuzz on Instagram, and I follow Wicked on Instagram, and they've been posting 20th anniversary stuff for a month now.
Our Nashville theater, the TPAC, just sent out an email for 20th anniversary tickets for their show coming up next week. So, yeah.
Totally worth it. If you should go. If you've seen it or not, you should go. So, yeah, Wicked is the right answer. It's wonderful. And then the other ones that would make $1 billion would be longest running shows that are modern and current. And The Lion King is the currently longest running show, and it is right up there with the longest running of all time. So I would definitely think Lion King would be one of the other answers.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
All right, so we said Wicked and Lion King.
Nick did a great job with the question by doing the popular line on there because that's one of the songs, and so I was well done. I've still yet to see Wicked. I listened to the soundtrack quite a bit. Hopefully one day we'll get a chance to see it because it sounds amazing. And for the original, I'm just a big Kristen Chenoweth fan, and so that's just awesome. But Dave, you kind of locked in on the two thoughts that I had for the bonus. Why don't you talk about that real fast then?
Yeah, based on just how long-running they were, I thought maybe Cats, maybe Phantom of the Opera. We went with Cats, although hearing Lion King and thinking about that, especially given that it's more recent, that might be a better bonus answer, but I'm hoping maybe Cats might be the other one.
Yeah, and I'm thinking soon Hamilton will also be in that $1 billion one. It's just a matter of time.
So both teams said Wicked, and yeah, Chris, I would highly recommend going to see Wicked. I saw it opening night on Broadway, the first ever show, and it was
wow.
Yeah,
holy crap.
Yeah, Greg McGuire is a friend of the family's. So
none of us know who that is.
He wrote Wicked. He wrote the book.
That helps.
He's the author that wrote the book. Yes, who then optioned the book
is terrible.
for a play. It made
the musical's the best.
That's a friend.
Book is
made
terrible.
Him millions of dollars. Made
Good
him
for him.
millions of dollars. And I would definitely go see it. All right, so Wicked is correct. 10 points for both teams. Your highest-grossing musicals of all time, falling just outside of the top 10 at number 11 at $450 million, is Cats.
Oh.
So Cats is number 11 overall.
Which is truly an accomplishment for one of the worst musicals of all time. It's amazing how much money it made.
Yeah. Almost 8,100 performances. So it's insane. The number 4 all time, which is just the one closest to $1 billion with still being under it, $880 million, is Hamilton. So Chris, right on that. Hamilton's going to be there very, very soon.
Wow. It got there real fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 3 on the list, debuting in 1988 and $1.3 billion earned, is Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
you had that one there. Wicked's at $1.5 billion, and then at $1.9 billion, debuting in 1997, The Lion King.
Dang it, man. They are just on fire.
Perfect game, including bonuses.
Honestly, we would have had the third, too. We were on it.
You had Phantom as well, yeah.
I sent Jonathan Phantom ? Third option.
Yeah. I didn't have enough thunder for Phantom, but we definitely mentioned it.
After round number 5, Jonathan and James are still perfect with 172 points now.
I want to get all 3 of the next ones right. Then we could be more than perfect. And I don't know if that's ever been done.
So I think we figured out that the perfect game that we had a couple of weeks ago was the second ever perfect game. So. But there has never been a perfect game with a bonus. Right, there's never been a 404-point game in the history.
There's our jinx right there.
Yeah,
there it is.
There, finally, I figured it out. 172 to 136. Chris and Dave with 136 points. That's amazing going into the 6th round. You've missed 4 questions the whole game. It's incredible.
That's way more than I had in my end of the game yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, Jonathan had 105 going into the gauntlet. Round 6, question number 1. Your category is literature. In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring, how many members are in the Fellowship?
I agree. We'll lock in.
Yeah, so Dave, I think it is 9 because it's Gimli, the 4 hobbits, which is 5, Aragorn, which is 6, Gandalf is 7, Legolas is 8, and then Boromir is 9. So I believe it's 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 9 sounds right. I had a feeling it was 9, just wanted to try to list them out. And so, yeah.
Right. And y'all have my ox. Yep. All right. So, Nick, we're locked in with 9.
Locked in with 9. Jonathan and James.
So I texted Jonathan 9, and I wrote out 4 hobbits, Gandalf, Gimli, Legolas, Boromir, and Aragorn. And right afterwards, he listed the 4 hobbits by name, Pippin, Merry, Sam, and Frodo. And then Boromir, Aragorn, Gandalf, and then Gilligan and Legoland.
Wait, I didn't see my typo. Are you serious?
You didn't see what we were laughing at?
No, I didn't. I was like, what's the joke?
So much in my life.
Gilligan and Legoland too. Yeah. And his wife.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to see a movie so badly in my life now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like someone needs to go reimpose Gilligan into all those scenes. I'm here.
The four hobbits going around Legoland with Gilligan as their tour guide.
Yep. Oh my God! What an amazing
Gilligan in the Lord of the Rings. Or no, Gilligan and the Fellowship of the Ring. If that's not the show title, I'll be a little sad.
That's why it took so many years for them to get going. They were lost for so long.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour show.
And they
Three-hour tour.
And they couldn't put themselves together either.
Right.
Oh my god.
My favorite is the concept of like so they're on Gilligan's Island and then the Fellowship shows up. Along with the Harlem Globetrotters.
Nice.
Both teams said 9. Both teams are correct. It's a good thing I wasn't asking for names. Otherwise, Legoland would have disqualified their perfect game. But for now, it's still going.
I don't know, man. Mine was still in there first. I'll count it.
Round 6, question number 2. Category is science.
Science.
At around 700 nanometers, which color has the longest wavelength?
We can lock this in.
Oh, we have an optometrist on the team. Hail to the year!
Boo!
Hold on. Let me give that man his meow meows.
All right, Dave. I'm hoping that you know this answer. Jonathan, put a ringer in.
So could you it's Roy G. Biv. It's going to be either red or violet. Those are the extremes. I think violet is the highest frequency, so it should be the shortest wavelength.
Okay.
If I'm thinking about this right, which means red should be the lowest frequency, longest wavelength.
Got it.
So I would say red.
And Dave, I'm going to just agree with everything that you said because I have no freaking clue.
I think if I think about it more than that, I'm more likely to talk myself out of a right answer than into a right answer. So let's say red.
What? You mean violet, right? You wrote down what?
I wrote that, but I'm going to not lock in with violet. I would say violet is the highest frequency, lowest wavelength, shortest wavelength.
I'm so confused. I'm scared, man.
So frequency and wavelength are like inverse.
Come here, Ringo. I need a hug.
The shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency. So that's why I think it's red, longest wavelength, shortest frequency.
Okay. Locked in.
If you're okay with that, that's what I would say.
What did you lock in with?
Red.
Not
and I just peed on myself a little bit. We're locked in with Red Nick.
Red Nick. Don't call him a Red Nick.
Jonathan,
he's a Red Nick woman.
All right, James, you had meow meows.
What Dave says 100% correct, man. It's they're inverse of one another, so the longer the wavelength,
the sweeter the juice.
Shorter the frequency, and so 100%. 700 is red, 380 to 400 is violet, and that's all we can see. Everything else outside of that's either infrared or ultraviolet.
All right, so both teams said red. Both teams are correct. Red.
Dave, nice job. James, I would actually feel very comfortable going to see you for my eye care. So.
Hey, man, I'm here in Nashville. I'll send you a card if you want.
All right.
He wears glasses, so he's not only the president, he's also a client.
I'm also a client. Yeah.
Round 6, question number 3, last question of regulation. Category is
for the perfect game.
For the perfect plus game.
Yeah, with bonuses.
Yeah. Your category is music.
Music.
Which amazing rock band performs the music that keeps you living on the edge of the rock and roll roller coaster at Walt Disney World?
Yeah, 100 billion%.
I've ridden it.
I've ridden it a lot. Yeah, no, we're locked in.
Yeah.
All right, cool. The interesting part, Nick, is I believe it's closed now because they're installing a new band, which is going to be Queen. But Queen's not there yet. Yeah. But Dave wrote it in. I wrote it in fairly quickly also. It is Liv Tyler's dad. It's Aerosmith.
Living on the edge.
Which, of course, Lord of the Rings. See, another reference right there.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right. So they said Aerosmith. Jonathan and James, you locked in fast.
Both types in Aerosmith, man. I've written it back. It's been 20 years now. But, yeah, it was a fun time and living on the edge, definitely.
Yeah, it's about time for them to update.
Sebastian was scared of roller coasters, and we went a bunch of times a couple of years ago, and that was the first one that I talked him into riding, and he loved it. And so we rode it a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice that after 20 years they're updating to a more contemporary band like Queen.
So is this a record? First perfect game at the end of regulation with bonus?
Nothing counts until the
answer
end of the game.
Nick hasn't given the answer yet.
We'd have to get a gauntlet right to be perfect. This is the highest score going into a gauntlet, I think, that we've seen. It's at least tied for it.
Yeah, by the way, Chris and oh, well, you know what? First things first. Yes, Aerosmith is the correct answer. Bonus points all around. Score after round number 6 going into the gauntlet 202 to 166.
Jeez.
James, dude, neither one of us are great. We just we paired well.
But you guys are Reese's peanut butter cups.
There were questions he would read, and I'd be like, "There's no chance," and you just respond with this. I'm like, "That works. Sounds good." So
amazing.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Perfect team, man.
Now, Chris and Dave, something interesting is going on here. I did a real quick search of the Trivial Warfare debrief. 332 would be the highest losing score in the history of the show.
Wow.
Or we could end this thing with rock, paper, scissors when we both miss.
Yeah.
That's true.
202 to 166 headed into the gauntlet. Your category for the gauntlet is not spiced or canned.
Yes. All right. Our wager's locked in. What a great joke. Holy crap. I wasn't expecting that.
And Nick, what was the category one more time, man?
Not spiced or canned.
Done. Our wager's locked in.
Okay, now that you're locked in, here's my advice.
Oh gosh. Dang it.
That would have been the better wager. All right.
Yeah.
Your gauntlet for today, category once again is not spiced or canned. Question number 1. If you take a village and remove its church, you're left with this type of settlement. Picture a handful of houses dotted along a crossroad, separated by other settlements by farmland, maybe in Denmark.
Oh, it's this. Oh, beep.
I'm not looking at it, so.
Thank you. I'm removing. Well, I'm trying to remove. Beep, me, beep, 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 me, me.
No,
that's
thank
gonna
you.
Stay in, Joel, right?
Beep, beep, me, beep, me. There we go. Okay.
You going for that record?
Gonna have to say hard pass there, Jonathan. Thanks.
Yes.
I just got married, man. I can't do it. Sorry.
Yes, James, that is the answer.
Give him a couple of years.
That is the answer that I pasted into our Trivial Warfare member chat to all of the different hosts that Chris is a part of.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not even in. A good part is I'm not even in the Facebook Messenger app. I'm just solely in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Oh, right. He does not even know Facebook.
So, James, we're locked in.
Cool.
Right.
And we're locked in.
Question number 2. Andrew and George are the frontmen of which pop duo who have sold more than 30 million records worldwide between 1982 and 1986? They are also well known for ruining the holidays.
100% locked in.
Yeah. We're locked in.
All right. And question number 3, category is not spiced or canned. Much like Thrall from World of Warcraft, this usually religious position among peoples of North Asia and North America are regarded as having access to and influence in the world of good and evil spirits.
I'm good with your answer, Dave. I really don't have a better one, so
yeah.
Let's lock that in, Dave.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Jonathan, I just sent you a thing as well about what I think the category means, and I think that makes sense because
how does that fit for this? Oh,
yeah. Each of the answers have that in it.
Yeah. Oh, how about that? All right, I like it a lot better now. That helps.
Cool.
Okay, we can lock in.
Back to the top. The category for today's gauntlet is not spiced or canned. Question number 1, if you take a village and remove its church, you're left with this type of settlement. Picture a handful of houses dotted along a crossroad, separated from other settlements by farmland, maybe in Denmark. Jonathan and James, what did you say?
To be or not to be? That is the question. We said Hamlet.
Hamlet was their answer. Chris and Dave.
All day.
Same logic. Yeah, it's a village, means a little village, and it takes place in Denmark. It's Hamlet.
Both teams said Hamlet. Question number 2. Andrew and George are the frontmen of which pop duo who have sold more than 30 million records worldwide between 82 and 86 and are well known for ruining the holidays? Chris and Dave.
This was you.
Nick, last Christmas I gave you my heart. You took it away, and I can't even remember the last of the stupid line. Anyway, but we said wham. Not to be confused with whammo, which creates frisbees.
Yeah. James and Jonathan, what was your answer?
We also said Wham. It's one of those songs they try and I forget the exact name of the game, but there's that Christmas game where you can you try and avoid that song at all cost, and the last person out wins. But we said Wham.
I had it from the artists, George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley.
Yep, me too.
And your third question, much like Thrall from World of Warcraft, this usually religious position among peoples of Northern Asia and North America are regarded as having access to and influence in the world of good and evil spirits. Jonathan and James.
So, James, I wanted to be really careful about this because this is not D&D. It's a different type of game. And I wanted to know what the category meant. But just to be sure, and share with everybody who hasn't figured out the category yet, because it made me feel a lot better about what we were thinking.
Well, we both had texted the same word to one another. And then you basically also mentioned, like, well, what about, is it like a medicine man or a witch doctor? But we had both initially said shaman. And if the category is not spiced, not canned, it's spiced ham, canned ham. Each of the answers has had ham in it. So Hamlet, Wham, and Shaman. So we went with Shaman. Yeah, we locked in with Shaman.
Dave and Chris, what did you say?
Yep, this was Dave, because I've never played World of Warcraft before. I initially wrote Monk, and Dave took me to school. So, Dave?
So, yeah, I thought, messing with, like, different worlds, having communication between spirits made me think of shaman. I wasn't sure on the theme, but then once I got the sense that James and Jonathan had the theme, I took a look at the three answers and realized, oh, ham, oh, spiced, canned, this makes sense. So I realized that we got the right answer, but I also, at the same time as Chris, realized
we lost. Win. Yes, we've lost. And I wrote that on there. I was like, yeah, we lost.
All right, back to the top. Both teams had the same answers to all the questions. Question number one, the defining characteristic of a village is a hamlet with a central meeting point or place of worship. If you take away its church, a village becomes a hamlet. Hamlet is your correct answer. Number two, Andrew and George. Andrew Ridgely, George Michael, the frontmen of Wham, and Thrall in World of Warcraft, the world of good and evil spirits. That is a shaman, and both teams are correct also on the category. Top to bottom correct. They even got the category right. All answers contain the word ham, because I was hungry when I wrote this round.
Fair enough.
And good job out of you for avoiding Hamilton as an answer.
Yeah, there was a number of... Champagne was on the list. Hamilton was on the list.
Champagne, that's nice.
Wrexham was on the list.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
I didn't have a second way into Wrexham, though. So you either knew it or you didn't, right?
Yeah,
so,
by the way, Welcome to Wrexham is a fantastic show all the way
it's
around.
So
It's so
need
good
to watch that, yeah.
The big question is, you don't even have to ask what our wager is.
No, we'll start there.
Did Jonathan and James go for the gold ring, or did they wuss out? That is the question.
Look, it's very important not to overbet. You want to score just the number of points that you need to beat your opponent without adding risk.
Look, Jonathan,
Correct.
if you could be a hero just for one day, then by God, you be that hero.
I am your hero, baby.
You
can be.
You will be. We'll find out as soon as you give me the wager.
I'll kiss away your pain.
Starting out with the team of Chris and Dave, you had 166 going in. What was your wager?
We wagered 94.
Wagered 94, bringing their total up to 260 points. Jonathan and James, this is a very good score. 166 points. Gauntlet.
What was your advice to them after they wagered? You had advice for them.
Oh, yeah. I was desperately wanting to give them advice on what to wager. I suggested they wager 165 because assuming that you guys were going to go for it, if you both got the gauntlet wrong, they would have won 1-0 in the lowest possible score ever.
Yeah.
So we had the option of going both for the highest and lowest scores in the history of the show.
Wonderful. We have definitely had a 1-0 win.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's unique. I'm just saying that it would have been the highest and the lowest. All right, Jonathan and James, you went in with 202 points. You got every question correct. You got the one rare, extremely rare bonus question that I ever asked. You got the theme for the category in the gauntlet. You got bonus questions that I didn't even ask. You got third and fourth answers to questions that I didn't ask. You have been perfect this entire game. You got the gauntlet correct. If you bet it all, you will score more points than anybody in the history of Trivial Warfare. What did you wager?
We wagered negative points. Wait, no. No, I had texted Jonathan basically, you want to go 202? And he said, we kind of have to. It's in the bylaws. And I said, yeah, that way if we do score be 404, it's a score that can't be found again.
Right.
404.
Now you're
score
my
is
hero.
not found.
Now you're my hero.
So with a final score of, ladies and gentlemen, 404 points to
man.
260, Jonathan and James are your winners today. Great
Wow.
job.
Man, that was
Rarefied air.
that was like wheelhouse questions where, again, if it wasn't me, it was him, and vice versa. That just happened to pair up perfectly.
Never in a million years, and no offense to you or me, but never in a million years did I think it would be the pairing of the two of us that had a perfect game. It just did not seem like an option.
I'm going back through, and the number of 50-50s you flipped the coin the right way on. I mean, Nicaragua, Fourth Wing, Ear Witness making it up out of nowhere.
But those aren't 50-50s. Those are digging.
In addition to the 50-50s,
Yeah.
making those up in addition to the 50-50s are the big ones. I mean, the midpoint with the baseball questions, naming all five teams.
That was all Jonathan.
Right. Canada versus Russia on the polar bears.
Canada, Maple Bear, you know.
Canada Maple Bear. That's a bear claw. Canada Maple Bear claw.
That's a bear claw.
Stop bears.
The bear claw.
Bears.
But no, man,
Great,
heck of a game,
great
guys.
game, and I'm now just generally angry. And going to be all the time.
I
feel
feel
perfect against me every time I host a damn show.
I feel bad for the next team that you have to write for, because those poor players are going to score like 30 points the entire game.
There's 20 questions in a game. Y'all might get one.
I truly, because Chris and Dave, your score was great.
Yeah.
If I go into a gauntlet with 166, I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
honestly,
I feel like combined, we knew a lot.
We would have
This
bet
was really fun. It felt good, except that we were just playing tennis against a brick wall. Like,
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And we would have bet more if we knew that we had a chance of winning one way or the other. The only way we were going to win is if you guys didn't get all three questions right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was it. So,
all right. Well, great game.
Well done, you guys. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right. Well, before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to promote a cause or do shout outs. So, James, you're perfect today. You get to go first.
Again, good game, guys. Much appreciated. A shout out to my wife now of 7.5, 8 days. Here's to the rest of the future.
Long term, baby.
I know. We're in it for the long haul now.
Here's to 8 more days.
If we can get there first, then we'll get to the next stage. We'll work on it slowly. But
baby steps.
Shout out to her. She put in a lot of effort this past 2 years with the planning stuff, and we were kind of laughing now. What do we do with our lives? And it's like, I don't know. I guess live happily ever after. I don't know. There's a whole thing. I mean, there's nothing else to really plan for. So big thanks to her for that. Want to say thanks to Chris for being here. I've been a long time listener. First time as I should be able to play with you, and it's been an honor. So cheers, man. Thank you for that.
Very
Dave,
kind. Thank you.
much as well. Thank you, man, for being here, Dave. You're a fantastic opponent there. As far as any sort of causes, again, get your eyes checked. People need it. It's an annual thing. Please don't skimp on it. I have people that I see every week, unfortunately, who have very bad complications just from not getting an exam. So by all means, it means the world to me. Please take your eye health as part of your body's health seriously. It's one living thing. So make sure you're in it together for the long haul. So cheers. And also get well soon, Zakiya.
Absolutely. And also make sure your I's are dotted. It's a terrible shame when I's go undotted. It's awful. Just a little tittle.
I make that pun often at work, and people just kind of groan or they don't get it. Like, that's fine. That one's for me. That one's for me. It's fine.
Perfect. I enjoyed it. No. All right, Dave, you're
My
up.
inner child is groaning, just to let you know.
So I always like to shout out World Vision, which is a reliable charity that Alex Trebek also supported, and they'll provide different types of support for people, especially in South America, Africa, Asia, and that could include like animals for them to start like a little bit of like their own sustenance, or all sorts of other support, education for kids, that sort of thing. I also want to give a shout out to my wife, who is holding down the fort, working full time and taking care of 3 kids alone while I can be at this conference to play trivia, eat barbecue, and number 3, learn a little bit as
There
well.
you go. Fantastic. All right. And Chris, you're never with us anymore. Do you want to do any shout outs or promote any causes you care about?
I'm going to jump on the James bandwagon and just say big shout out to my wife, Angie, for letting me actually jump on at the last minute and record. And James said it best, Zakiya. I hope you're feeling better because I tell you what, I thoroughly enjoy listening to the new crew very much. You guys do my heart good on this show. And then also, I'll give Nick a little bit of a shout out because I'm actually a trivia host now for our buddy Sam Mitchell, and Trivia-matic only pisses me off every once in a while now. So I appreciate you, Nick.
Yeah, we're getting
better. Exactly. But honestly, I just want to take a minute just to say thank you so much to everybody that continues to listen and support Jonathan and the rest of the crew with the show. It means a lot to me that this continues on and goes well, and it's just a blessing to be able to also come back with open arms too. So thanks for that, Jonathan. I appreciate it.
Outstanding. Love it. All right, y'all. Well, that is going to wrap us up. This was a perfect episode. I think it was everything we want.
No, it wasn't. I didn't win.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of the 5 people on this call, 3 of them are leaving unhappy.
I don't know about that. It depends on what you value. Dave might be perfectly happy.
We got him away from his conference for a little bit. He's happy.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So for Dave, for James, for Chris, and for Nick, my name's Jonathan. This has been episode 455 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
What a freaking game. Oh, my God.
404. That was never in a million years that I think when I added that bonus point in there for the second of 3 musicals, that would be like the big kicker for the whole show.
How about it?
Next time, just have like nothing but bonus questions for every question on there.
Right, yeah, just to give them a shot. Yeah. What's 1 plus 1? It's 2. And plus 1 more.
1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
And it is exactly 1 o'clock. This is a perfect game, y'all. It is right on the money.
Who's your best host?
I don't want to say that.
Oh, thanks, Nick. I appreciate you. I just
Chris comes back for 1 episode and it's perfect.
I want to remind you guys, be careful, but be careful if you're typing country names, it's going to auto show you flags a lot of times.
Fun with flags.
So just be careful to try and avoid that.
Yes, however, I don't know that it's going to help.
Okay.
So I wouldn't kill yourself over it.
I wasn't going to kill myself, Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, he has too much to live for.
Yeah.
He has me as his friend.
I get it. That makes sense. Now it makes sense.
You're the only thing holding me on, Chris.
Dare I say, do I keep you hanging on?
Wow.
Whoa.
Also, going back to Selma Hayek, Desperado thing. When I was a kid, and I was like 11 or 12 in the mid 90s, and where Mom and I are walking around Sam's Club and buying some stuff. We turn the corner, and there's this like Bose sound system display, and they are playing that movie.
Wow.
But they're playing that. But they're playing that scene from that movie, and I was just
wow. I just
like
not playing the edited version of the movie.
No.
Oh my!
And so I'm sitting there going like, "Hey, Mom, we need a Bose sound system. I don't know why, but I really want one. It looks really cool." She turns the corner. She's like, "What is this?" It's like, "Uh-oh, yeah, oh yeah." Very impressionable youth. It's like, so Selma Hayek is gorgeous. Okay, cool, excellent. This is good. Okay, noted. So
she was as hot in that movie as anyone has ever been in the history of the world.
Right.
I'm sure there's many people who have reached peak hotness, but there's no level of hot above that.
Good talk. Nick, back to you.
I think Crispin Glover just became a patron.
Like,
really?
Seriously?
That would have been a good person to put on the list. You want to re-record his name into the age list?
I mean, C. Glover. Who else could it be?
Kristen?
A lot of people. Christopher Glover?
Fine. I'm saying Crispin Glover is a patron.
It could be. Oh, okay. I was going to say, could it be Danny Glover's son?
Chad.
Yeah.
Chad Glover.
Chad Glover.